Hi there, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for May. Generally, archers have a real appreciation of information, knowledge, philosophy, history, travel, culture, anything which really keeps your mind switched on. But you know, as you start this month, I do think it's going to be some nitty-gritty issues which are competing for your attention. And it's important this, because some of these can be working at a more psychological level, yet be manifesting themselves in parts of your worldly situation, which are not actually running quite as smoothly as they could be. Now you have an opportunity to rearrange things right from the start of this month, as the Sun forges a brilliant angle to Pluto. So if it comes to being much more precise and on the ball about your finances, checking bank statements, being much more focused with those boring details, if you can work your way through these, it will give you a sense of being on top of things, a sense of confidence. But there are other competing influences, which means that you could be down on energy. You may not be quite as charged up as you would like, especially as Mercury and the Sun are opposed by the rather dour influence of Saturn in weeks 1 and 2. And Saturn is working in the most hidden part of your scope. So I think work particularly could be challenging. I think there could be somebody that you have to deal with is not as straight dealing as you. You're someone who can really take the varnish off the door because you are so frank. But not everybody finds that easy. In fact, some people find it downright intimidating. And there could be somebody, therefore, that you're encountering who will share information or say things about you which are not particularly flattering, and that can go on for the first couple of weeks of this month. But will you find out about it? That's the issue. But you know, no one can take away from you your neat charisma, and that's going to get a vital top-up from the 3rd when Venus moves into the most charismatic part of your situation. And this is going to help you to really dazzle certain individuals this month, but I don't think you're necessarily going to be able to wow everybody. So if you know that you're interacting with some people who always seem to be quite critical, on your case, not very helpful, you need to focus on those details. Now another area that's really going to be important is your health. If you have been putting off going for an appointment, get it sorted now. I'm not saying that there's anything majorly going to be wrong, but if you do give yourself a check over, or you have an appointment at your dental surgeon, all this kind of stuff is going to make you feel better about life. It's all about tidying up all the loose ends at the start of this month. Now on the 7th, Mercury moves, and it moves into your opposite sign, and some of the brittleness that's been there can be replaced by a more cooperative tone. Unfortunately, for about 3 days, Mercury tangles with Neptune. So if you're dealing with a boss or an employer, or a potential boss or employer, be very factual. Go back to that issue of precision. Don't try to paint a big picture of yourself and your talents. You need to come across as being competent, steady, on the ball. Just flamboyancy on its own is not going to cut the mustard, I'm afraid. Also in week 2, Venus is going to go opposite Mars. Now, this actually can be rather nice from a romantic viewpoint and could bring someone into your world quite unexpectedly, or in an existing situation, there could be a challenge between what you really want to do, what a partner wants to do, and you may have a bit of a tussle about cooperation. And once Venus connects with Uranus, as well as Mercury at the heart of this month, and also Jupiter and Pluto, it's all getting quite intense. If there is a situation where you feel very tethered and restricted, you may find yourself rebelling from this. Jealousy and possession may be something you find very hard to tolerate at the heart of this month. On the other hand, if a partner's wanting more space from you, perhaps it's you who's going to find that you can be rather jealous after all, because freedom and space for you, even in a successful relationship, are such important virtues. If anyone tries to take them away, it can be very suffocating. But the opportunity to sort all this out occurs in the last phase of the month. On the 19th, Mars starts to go forwards. That's going to give you much more energy and drive, especially about long-term plans. The Sun also moves on the 20th into your opposite sign, And it too is going to get tangled up with Neptune for a few days, but eventually it goes on to forge a stunning alliance with Mars. And it suggests that the person that you feel that you can interlink with in a way where you retain your independence but cooperate in the middle, where you can really be egging each other on as May comes to a close. But perhaps a relationship that wasn't working so well will wither on the vine. And I do think this issue of independence is very much at the heart of it. There's two other big changes, well, three really, at the end of the month. There's a wonderful new moon for you in terms of relationships on the 28th. But Venus moves, and it moves into a more practical area. And then Mercury moves also into a more practical area on the 29th, but a different, more practical area. And financial issues will need negotiating as this month comes to a close. And your skills as a listener will be as important as what you want to articulate. It's been a pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.